Boruto Blue Vortex Chapter 6 spoilers are out, and I really like the direction things are going. Now at the start of the chapter, we finally get an answer to the question people have been asking ever since it was revealed that Shikamaru was the current Hokage in Chapter 1. And that's why hasn't Shikamaru's face been carved into the Hokage monument yet? The answer is because he's not actually the Hokage, officially anyway. Much like Danzo, Shikamaru never officially took on that role. And I actually really like this because that feels so in character for Shikamaru. The Shikamaru we know would definitely hold out on officially becoming Hokage because he knows it would be such a drag, and he's better suited to the advisor role.
What a drag. Man, what a drag. Survival, what a drag.
And I also get the feeling that he's either holding out hope that Naruto is actually still alive, or he's just trying to prep Konohamaru to become the 8th Hokage instead. Either way, I like this for Shikamaru. Now Shikamaru talks to the village elders who are still alive somehow about the village's uneasiness about Boruto's return, where Shikamaru seems to actually support Boruto for helping save the village by forcing Ko to retreat, but the elders insist that Boruto must be eliminated, because not only is the village uneasy about Boruto's return, the feudal lords are also upset about both the village's budget and the problem with Boruto, so there's also an economic problem for the village if they get on bad terms with the feudal lord. Now Shikamaru then privately asks Ino to help Shikamaru hold a conversation off record that won't be heard by the detection team, Eida, Kawaki, or Amado, and Ino eventually agrees. The scene then cuts to Kawaki, Eida, and Damon, where Eida shares what she learned about the Divine Tree people by listening to their conversation in Chapter 5, where she reveals that they were after Naruto's life as well as her own. Kawaki pretty much ignores the fact that they're after Eida and focuses on Naruto, but doesn't seem to be bothered by it since Naruto is locked away in Daikoku 10, and these Divine Trees are just another group of enemies Kawaki will have to defeat. However, Damon drops a bombshell and makes a really good point. Right now, the only people who know that Naruto is still alive are Boruto, Sasuke, and the three of them. But if these Divine Trees show up in Konoha and start looking for Naruto, won't other people notice that and realize that something is up? That perhaps Naruto isn't actually dead? In other words, won't they eventually catch on to Kawaki's lie? Not that Damon cares what happens to Kawaki though. Boruto then explains to Sarada and Sumire about the Ten-Tails situation, saying that Sasuke was absorbed into Ten-Tails when he was bitten by a claw grime. Now normally the Ten-Tails is just instinctually trying to eat chakra until it finally eats an otsutsuki and becomes a Divine Tree, but because of Code's influence, they are already evolving into a Divine Tree. Now meanwhile, Kawaki notices Boruto's presence, but Mitsuki knocks him out with a bite from a snake because he fears that Boruto will notice Kawaki as he gets close, which will then put Kawaki in danger. Boruto then explains that Code's chakra might be what's affecting the Ten-Tails and making it evolve into a Divine Tree sooner, as while he's not an Otsutsuki, he still has a karma from a Shiki Otsutsuki, and that itself is an aspect of Otsutsuki, so Code's chakra might be causing this phenomenon, which makes sense. Shikamaru then starts to talk to Boruto via Ino's mind transmission jutsu, and explains that this conversation is not from the detection team, but instead from Ino herself and is unofficial and won't be on record. Boruto doesn't fully trust Shikamaru though, but Shikamaru warns that the people are coming for him, and that's when Mitsuki shows up in his sage form ready to kill Boruto. They have a little bit of a fight where Mitsuki uses various snake techniques and Boruto uses flying Raijin and purple lightning with his sword before Boruto flies away. However, Mitsuki attaches the snake onto Boruto and quickly catches up to him again. In the meantime though, Shikamaru explains that both the Leaf Village and the entire Land of Fire think they need to exterminate Boruto no matter what, so Shikamaru stopping Mitsuki wouldn't make any sense as the Hokage. Shikamaru can't help Boruto publicly, but he can help him with his own methods, and he asks Boruto the question we've all wanted to hear from Shikamaru. Aren't you actually Boruto Uzumaki? I'm so happy that Shikamaru asked this because Shikamaru just hasn't felt like Shikamaru for a while now, but now he finally feels like the genius he used to be. Now we'll have to wait until the upcoming chapters to see exactly how Shikamaru figured out the truth, but my hunch is that it's related to Sarada and Sumire's behavior. If you recall, Shikamaru is the only person who knows that Sarada and Sumire are immune to Eida's left charm besides Sarada and Sumire themselves. And what else is unique about Sarada and Sumire? They seem to be the only people adamantly advocating for Boruto's innocence, especially Sarada. It seemed like she went to the Hokage office to yell at Shikamaru like every other day. And while we don't know exactly what Sumire's done the past 3 years, she is the one who was so adamantly questioning Amado's behavior, which ultimately led to Amado explaining his conclusion that his memories were altered. And while it is true that Himawari also believes that Boruto wouldn't kill her parents, She never told anyone about her feelings until she told Team Inoshika Cho in chapter 1, so Himawari obviously wasn't being adamant about this like Sarada was. If Sarada and Sumire stand out for behaving differently from everyone else and are the only two people seemingly advocating for Boruto's innocence and showing people photos of young Boruto with his family and all this other stuff, and Shikamaru knows that these two are the only people immune to Eida's love charm, and that Amato explains that his memories must have been altered, then perhaps something else has happened as a result of Eida's powers as well. Shikamaru is supposed to be a genius, so this shouldn't be too difficult of a logical thread for him to follow. This would also explain why Shikamaru specifically didn't want Kawaki, Eida, and Amato to be able to listen to this conversation with Boruto. If Shikamaru suspects that these three are involved with this, or that they at least know the truth about this, it would make sense that he would want to exclude them from this conversation so as to keep Shikamaru's findings a secret for now. Like I said, I'm really happy to see this from Shikamaru. I really like Shikamaru in general in this chapter. This is by far the most Shikamaru has felt in a long time, and I love it. He's not Shikidira anymore. He's finally Shikamaru once again. I'm very curious about Shikamaru's interactions with Eida and especially Kawaki and Amato moving forward as well. I hope we get to see him asking some good questions and see how they react and respond to them, and I can't wait to see exactly how they respond to these questions too. Will Kawaki get angry, or will he keep his cool? Will Eida start to suspect that Shikamaru has figured out the truth? Will Amato say something really sus? I can't wait to see what happens. I'm also really hyped for the upcoming battle between Boruto and Mitsuki. I really want to see Mitsuki go ham and hopefully slam Boruto around a bit before Boruto is able to escape. I really don't want Boruto to just beat Mitsuki, although I fully recognize that may very well end up being the case. Overall, I really like this chapter a lot. I think this is my new favorite chapter for part 2, with Shikamaru being the MVP of the chapter, followed by Mitsuki for second place. But I want to hear what you guys think. How do you think Shikamaru figured out that Boruto is Boruto Uzumaki? And how do you think the fight between Boruto and Mitsuki will go? Let me know in the comment section below, but that's a wrap on today's video, so thank you guys for watching until the end.
You're already under my genjutsu.
Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, check out my podcast channel, check out Peak Fiction, become a member, and hit the bell icon for notifications.
Sorry, Sasuke. Maybe some other time.
Have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.